back to another vlog. So today I'm gonna ask my husband about what his impression about the Philippines. So I have some questions over here that I'm gonna ask about. And okay, let's ask now. So what was your impression when you went to Philippines?
Hello viewers. So it's a good question. What was your impression when you first time visited Philippines? I think 2010 I visited Manila for my work. So when I landed in Manila airport, I was riding a taxi to Magati Central Business District. That's where my hotel was booked. So when I was outside the airport, everywhere it's like the bulletin board written in English. I thought, okay, because of the capital city, so any capital city in the world, everything mostly you will find it good in English. But when I reached the hotel, then everybody started talking English. Then I realized, even when I went outside the hotel room for having my dinner, even the restaurant, everybody talked in English. Okay. Then I realized, okay, Manila, everybody speaks English. Then I did a little bit research in the Google and Wikipedia. Then Philippines in fact is one of the largest population English speaking country outside United States and United Kingdom. So that gave me a good impression. I mean, language wise, no communication problem to talk to the people in the Philippines outside UK and United States.
Interesting. So what was the reason why you went to Manila, why you went to Philippines?
I answered in my first question. So 2010 my company asked me to go to Manila for one of the assignment. They asked me to work for 3 years in Manila. So since 2010 through 2013 I worked in Manila. Yeah.
So 3 years? You stay in Manila for 3 years?
Yes.
Okay. So when you were staying, what are the Filipino culture that you like the best and why?
Okay. So Filipino culture, Philippines is also like a part of Asia. Since I'm from India, so India and Philippines all part of Asia. So I found similarities between India and the Philippines in terms of like family oriented attachment, and Filipinos put family first in everything, like how we Indians do. So in every aspect, like you work for your family to make the family happy. So that's similar culture what we have it in India. I found it in same thing in Philippines also.
So which places did you visit, or have you been to any part of the Philippines?
Yeah, during my 3 years stay in Philippines, like a lot of places I visited. The first thing I visited Tagaytay, the tall volcano. Then after that, northern part of Luzon is like some beaches, and other portion like a southern portion, Samar and Leyte, and Puerto Galera, some beaches, and pretty much Manila, the central district, all the places in the Manila.
So what Filipino foods did you like?
I love Filipino food a lot, especially
specific, like ano?
Specific food. Chicken sisig, that's the one I like it. People call it's chicken sisig. Sisig, basically sisig is good for pollutant when you have a beer. And other thing is like a seafood in some places, like you can go to, I think in Cubao or some areas, you can go to that seafood market. You can buy a fresh fish and you can give it to them. They will cook it for you. That I liked it. And other thing is, in majorly in Manila, some of the restaurants is like they known for very good seafood, so I usually visit those places.
Barbecue.
And yes, you reminded me, yeah.
Mang inasal.
Mang Inasal, yes.
And Reyes Barbecue.
Reyes Barbecue, and one of street food is my favorite, and especially evening time when you go in the street corner, they will be having a barbecue chicken. Awesome, especially with the vinegar and red chili. You can dip it and eat it, then it's good.
And what Filipino food you did not like? Like, have you ever encountered when you went to a restaurant and you order something and you did not like? What was it?
Yeah, we had one incident. Me and my friend, we went in Magati actually. We went one of the restaurant. We looked at the menu card. Basically, in India, we always like gravy, right? So we basically like more gravy. So when we look at the menu card, it looked like a similar kind of Indian food, looked like a gravy. We ordered that food. Then we thought that it'll be spicy and proper salt level, everything. Then after that, when we received that order, the food, no salt, no spice. It's kind of plain. Then
ano yun? Anong food
that
yun?
food is like they called kare-kare.
Kare-kare.
Yeah.
No, kasing kare-kare, we put the shrimp paste separately and then you mix it. And some restaurant, di ba, ilalagay nila yung bagoong hiwala. Yung iba naman, nakahalo na, may lasa na siya. So, malas niya, yung nakainan niya, hiwala yung bagong, kaya hindi niya natripan.
Yeah,
So,
that time.
pero actually, favorite ko yung kare-kare. Masarap po yun. Nakakamiss na nga yung kare-kare. Masarap po yung kare-kare sa Goldilocks. Guadalupe, usually. Ito kasi ako makain ng Goldilocks sa Guadalupe. Pero ayaw mo sa ibang restaurant, masarap din naman. Pero yun lang kasi yung lagi kong kinakainan ng kare-kare, Goldilocks. So, back to the topic. And why when people call you Mumbai, you don't like that? Explain me why. Like, you always mad when people like, oy, Mumbai, bakit? Why? Why?
Okay, Mumbai, okay. Yeah, even personally, I encountered some places when you go outside of Magadi is like, all the foreigners usually come, right? It's like capital city of Manila, especially central business district. So the place I lived there. So you don't have a chance to meet the local people, all like foreigners mostly. Even if you go to a coffee shop everywhere, you can see a lot of foreigners. But when you go outside of Magati, typical Filipino local people, you have a chance to meet them. One time I visited like a Green Hills, Krame area. Then somebody called me like Mumbai. Then I said, Mumbai? I asked them, because they speak English, right? I asked them, do you call me Mumbai? And said, no, they said Mumbai. Because Indiano, they said like Indiano. Yes, I'm from India, but why Mumbai? Then I thought that, okay, then I realized, okay, oh, the early settlers, the people who visited Philippines from India, the part of, previously it's called Bombay. Now it's renamed as Mumbai. So the people from Bombay went to Philippines long time ago for business.
Yeah, yung mga, alam ko kahit sa probinsya namin, kahit nung bata pa ako, marami na talagang Indian. So, siguro nagpakilala sila na taga Bombay. Kaya yun yung mga tinawag ng mga tao Bombay. So, siya, tuwing tinatawag siyang Bombay, ayaw niya yun. Kasi nga, feeling ko nga, tama nga naman, hindi naman lahat ng Indian.
Even though I'm not from Bombay, Mumbai, still people, Filipinos, because of early settlers to Philippines, they coined the name Bombay. But even when I go to the taxi, all these people Bombay. Then every day morning when I go to office, always we have a standard conversation with the taxi driver. I will clearly explain them. I'm from India, but not to Mumbai. Then I will explain them. Oh, India is such a big country. One portion of the place is like Mumbai, one of the biggest city in India. Now it's called Mumbai. So from that place, people went to Philippines in early time for their business and they're selling the things.
Yeah,
So
five,
that's
six.
5-6 business. Yeah.
Di ko rin alam anong meaning ng 5-6.
Yeah. So that's why, like, still Filipinos have that wrong name for such a long period of time. Yeah.
So, but
So,
yun
but,
na, it's hard to correct na kasi it's matagal na siyang nakaugalian ng mga Pilipino na tawagin yung Bombay na Indian, yung Indian na Bombay, I mean. So, ayun. So, pag nakakita kayo ng Indian, huwag niyong tawagin Bombay lahat. Kasi may mga magagalit tulad niya, magagalit siya. Well, hindi naman siya nagagalit. Nagiging parang lang siya, defensive. So, yung iba, akala ng mga Bombay akala ng mga Pilipino na mayaman yung Bombay. So, some people think Indians are rich because, they go Philippines 4, 5, 6. So, what can you tell about that? Like, do you have any idea? Like, why they go there? Why they choose to work in that kind of field? Something like,
Right.
So,
yeah.
if you have an idea only.
Right. So, like any other country, right? So people from not only India, from any other country, when there is any opportunity in the foreign country to grow their business, people always go to foreign country to invest somewhere to get the return of investment, right? So similarly, Indian people also from Mumbai, early days, went to our Asian. I mean, Asian countries, like now only we are coming up in the economically strong, right? In the previous olden days, we are economically poor countries, right? So maybe people from Mumbai, they thought that to go to other part of the Asian countries, they can invest some money, they can get some in good interest, right? So that's why they chose Philippines as one of the country to do their business, and that's why. Yeah. There is no special reason.
Okay. So, kayong mga may utang sa Bombay, please, huwag nyo silang tataguan. Kawawa naman. Alam nyo ba yung iba, inutang lang din nila yun sa lugar nila o kaya sa bangko. So, kawawa naman sila. Alam nyo ba sa India, ang daming mahirap. Kaya pinili nilang parang tayo mag-work outside the country kasi gusto natin na mas magkapera pa, lalong lumago yung pera natin. So, yung iba naman, di ba? Yung iba tinataguan nyo pa. So, kawawa naman. Di ba, araw-araw na nga silang pumupunta sa mga bahay para lang pagtiyagaan yung 10 piso, 20 peso kada araw. Tapos tataguan nyo pa. So, wag naman ganun. Maawa naman kayo sa kanila. Kasi parang tayo lang ng mga Pinoy. Di ba? Tayo, halimbawa, pag-abroad tayo, tapos kasi gusto natin na mas malaki pa yung may padala natin sa ating mga kamag-anak, magpapautang tayo ng may interest. Tapos, anong mararamdaman nyo pag tinaguan kayo ng inutangan nyo? Diba? Parang ganun. Sila nga araw-araw pa. O kahit ang init-init, nangangamoy putok na nga sila. Nangangamoy putok na kakamotorsiklo para lang masingil ka ng 10 piso. Tapos tataguan nyo pa. Huwag naman ganun. Maawa naman kayo. Hindi naman siya Bombay, pero nakakaawa kasi sila. Nakapunta na ako ng India, kaya alam ko yung sitwasyon ng mga tao doon. So, back to the question, back to the interview. Well, naawa sa Indian. Nakakaawa naman sila. So, ayun na. I think you already answered is like, what are the similarities of the Filipino culture with the Indian? Yeah. I think marami namang similarities yung mga Indian. Alam ko parang nagkakaiba-iba lang tayo ng kulay, ng lingwahe. Pero pag pumunta ka sa lugar nila, parang ganun din, mga din tayo, mga close sa pamilya. Siguro mas madami lang silang tradition, marami silang kaugalian, marami silang pamahiin. Well, tayo rin namang mga Pinoy, marami tayong mga pamahiin. Pero ngayon na, nababawasan na kasi nga, diba, millennial na tayo. So, 2019 na. Pero sa India, marami pa din silang mga paniniwala na hindi talaga mababago. Siguro kasi yung sa kanila, yung mga matatanda as in super pa sila sa kanilang paniniwala, super tight. Tayo at least na-explain na natin sa mga magulang natin. Tsaka nag-evolve na rin yung mga utak ng mga Pilipino ngayon, yung kahit mga matatandang Pilipino. Medyo nababali na yung mga lumang paniniwala. So, yun. So, did you feel safe during your stay in Philippines?
Of course, like since I stayed in Makati, so as I told in the previous question, mostly a lot of foreigners are staying in there. So when you go to shopping mall or every restaurant, mostly you'll find a security guard. Pretty much, I felt like a very good, safety wise. I didn't feel anything bad. Maybe some, any foreign country, when you as a foreigner, when you go to that place, outside of the cities, you might encounter some of the bad experiences, but it doesn't mean that the country is not safe. But during my stay in Manila and in Philippines, pretty much good. I didn't feel anything.
Did you try riding like motorcycle, tricycle, pedicab, jeepney, like that?
Yeah.
So how was your experience? Like
Usually.
example, riding on the jeepney. Have you tried to give the fare pamasahe and then you give it to the person in front of you? How was it?
Yeah, usually, yeah. Like a small that time, like I when I went to Philippines, starting period of time, I usually ride with taxi, because pretty much taxi drivers, they could speak English. At least
You feel
they
safe. You feel
safe at least. But when I started to ride jeepney, you have to you have to be a little bit know the language, so that at least you can give the change to other fellow passengers, to give that change to the driver, like by the po, and when your stop comes in, then you have to say stop, right, like a para po.
O katukin mo na lang sa
Sa
taas.
but yeah, these are the phrases, like like a by the po, para po. These are the phrases initially I learned. Then over the period of time, I picked up the language. So but then after that, I felt okay, more comfortable, to go anywhere, since I know the language. So it's easy to communicate. Even I'm not good, I'm not fluent in Tagalog language, but when people are talking about something, at least I could sense what is the topic, what's the context they are talking about. So whether they're talking about me or some other general topic, I can sense that in that matter, it's easy to judge the people, and you'll feel safe. If you know the language, it's really safe, because at least somebody's something bad about, at least you can reply to them. Always language is a very important thing, especially if you talk to them in their language, mother tongue. It's really good. They will treat you as one of them.
Oh, so did you study to learn like to speak Tagalog? How did you learn? How did you understand Tagalog? Did you like app or somebody teach you?
Actually,
or how?
That's a very interesting thing. Like before I went to Manila, I just I always like to learn the other different languages. So like one of the time, like just like 1 2 3 from the Spanish language, I learned like what is 1 2 3 in Spanish. Then when I went to Philippines, like mostly their alphabet and words also similar to Spanish. Then when I did like Google research, okay, Philippines was once upon a time was colonized by Spanish, so that's why their language is also similar to Spanish. So it was easy to for me to pick up those basic greetings and base phrases. So that's how
Okay, so would you recommend Philippines to visit for your friend, and what can they expect?
Of
What
course.
you will tell to them?
Of course, I always tell my friends, when you have an opportunity to visit Southeast Asia, definitely Philippines it should be in your bucket list. So Philippines is like a more than 7,000 beautiful islands. Then there are plenty of tourist spots to visit, and people are friendly. and always like it's more fun in the Philippines as Filipinos to Department of Tourism, they promote. So really, it's true statement actually. So that's why I always tell my friends, when you have a chance, you must visit Philippines to enjoy the beauty of the country. You know,
So, did you find any like
did I find anything about what?
I mean the Philippines, like have you ever comes in your mind that you're gonna marry a Filipina girl, or how was it? I did not force you.
Uh, that's like how first even like that's a big story, right? Like how Philippines it came to Philippines countries came to my life, right? Then I think like when I was in working in United States in 2007 or 8 that time, one of my co-worker is also from Philippines. Then she was telling you should visit Philippines one time. That time, yeah, sure, definitely. When I have a chance, then I will visit Philippines. Then whatever I said, just it came to my life in real life. In 2010, I got an opportunity. The company asked the company I worked. They asked me to go to Philippines for So then immediately I accepted that offer. Then I went to Philippines. Then I fell in love with the country and and that's how we are now.
So, what was your religion again? Hindu,
R-
right?
Actually, Hindu, it's like there is no. I mean, even though that's a big controversial topic, and I don't want to go into that, but we for outside world, yes, we Hindu, yeah,
But you are going to Catholic church sometimes with me.
right.
So, why is it?
For me, like as an educated person, all religions are same. All religions are teaching the good things to the people. So for me, it doesn't matter whether you are a Hindu or Muslim or Christian. God is same. So that's why for me, whether I visit temple or church, both are equal. So you feel like when you visit a temple and a church, why you go to church and temple? To have peace of mind and to pray to the God, right? So yeah, same thing. It doesn't matter whether I go to temple or church. God is same. So
Okay.
that's why I don't feel any difference between temple and church. Both are good
Oh,
places.
okay. I don't have much questions in my mind. So, ikaw, and like in overall stay in the Philippines, parang compress mo your own experience on your 3 years.
So as I said in the previous questions, my 3 years stay in Philippines was very good, amazing. I enjoyed a lot, visited different places, good people. They are Filipinos always like to make fun of, even in the bad situation. So still always they make to have a charm, to have a good fun in their talking, all those things really I liked it. Culture, similar to India, family oriented, all those things. And apart from that, good tourist places, good country, good language wise, Filipinos, they speak very good English. So communication wise, no problem. As a foreigner visiting the Philippines, communication, there is no problem, they can talk in English. So everywhere. Then other than that, what else? Yeah, it's more fun in the Philippines. Yeah, that's what I can say.
It's more promoting. So, you're gonna promote Philippines na.
It's you can go to YouTube, tons of videos about promoting Philippines. I don't need to promote.
So, yun guys, I don't have any more questions in my mind. Siguro next time, if you guys have any questions about India or anything that you want to ask, you can just like comment or like, maybe next time message us. And that's for today. And thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell notification so you get notified whenever we have a new videos. Thank you and see you next time. Bye bye.
Thank you.